Hello, dear one, beautiful one. My name is Natalia, and I'm very pleased to welcome you today for this story, this bedtime story. First, I invite you to relax, to connect with yourself, your space, your body, with your breath. So please find a comfortable position, whether as if you were going to take a nap, rest for a while, or if it's actually for going to bed tonight. Now I want us, you and me, to accompany each other with 3 long, deep breaths. Inhale. And on the exhale, whether through the mouth or nose, let out all tension and connect even more with this present space. Inhale and exhale a second cycle without holding anything back. Let go. And a third time. And now take a 4th breath, inhaling, feeling the vitality of your body, and exhaling freely. Very good. Well, thank you for coming to this space, which is ultimately yours. This mental space in which we are going to invoke several of your archetypes. Those adult archetypes, elder people, such as father, mother, protective and caring archetypes. And those little ones, inner kids, inner girls, inner boys, archetypes of tenderness, innocence, exploration, of discovery, and who turn to adult and elder archetypes as guides in their explorations. Thus, we bring to the present moment this family constellation. This constellation that exists in the space of your mind. And we're going to tell them a story. With this story, we will establish a wholesome, beautiful, healthy, clear, open communication between these archetypes. A compassionate communication, full of acceptance between them. The ones who will be most listening will be your inner children, because they are the ones who get the most excited in these bedtime story spaces. So this story is specially dedicated to them. When we bring them to the front row, let's say, first row, and I invite you to project in my voice simply a guiding aspect. A grandmother, a grandfather figure who is here for you. And now we're going to start with this story, Wanes of Time. Ready? Yeah. So here's a picture of a cobblestone street. It is a long street with shadows just as long, for the sun is about to reach the horizon. Among the people walking down the street, we find Joaquin and Sofia with their 2 children, Nico and Tina. Nico was already tired of their journey through the antiquary street, visiting store after store, witnessing his parents' fascination. His sister kept her usual enthusiasm, getting excited with every little detail, becoming more and more annoying as the day went by. As if by magic, an ice cream stand appeared on his sight. "Come on! Can I at least have an ice cream now? It's been ages and it seems we will never arrive to the shop you said. I mean, does it even exist? Please, look, they have strawberry ice cream," he pleaded. A smile on his mother's face meant some hope for the future. "Yeah, ice cream time, yeah!" shouted that little girl. Okay, conceded the mother, then turned to their father. "You can go into the store, Joaquin. I'll go get them ice creams." "What? No, I want ice cream too," their father replied playfully, staring into his son's eyes with a cheering spirit. He knew it was time to bring excitement to the long walk through the antiquary's neighborhood. "And of course the shop exists. Have I ever lied to you?" The boy, Nico, looked at his father, nodded secretly, and so that his sister wouldn't notice, whispered, "Santa." Father and son both grinned and took their index finger to their lips, drawing a mischievous shh. Soon enough, the whole family was licking their fingers, sticky from the melting ice cream on the hot summer evening. "Okay, so how long to the shop then?" Nico asked his mother. I think it's 2 more blocks," Sofia calculated. Nico then had to complain. "But if we go inside each store for 2 more blocks, we will never arrive. Besides, these antiquarias are boring. I bet even the toys antiquaria will be boring." "Yeah, and they all smell like grandma." Sister joined the discussion, attending to licking lemon sugar out of a messy cup more than anything. "Like grandma?" frowned her mother. "Yeah, like fruit punch." Mother and father laughed, looking at each other. Nico was again annoyed by the deviation of attention. Well, at least he still had strawberry flavor to entertain himself. Right when ice creams were over, they realized sunset would soon set in. The parents made their minds to then go straight to the toys antiquary. "Good, let's head to Promised Land now," Joaquin exclaimed. "Finally!" The boy adopted a sumo wrestler pose and signaled victory with his arms. His sister followed with a silly imitation. After a couple of blocks, they could distinguish wooden puppets performing a dance driven by the wind. It took an instant of recognition for the boy to head running to the shop. His sister ran behind him. Their parents smiled while holding hands and warmly watched their kids jump swiftly into the store. When the parents came in, they saw their son playing with a wooden puzzle and their daughter gazing with wonder at a giant spider hanging from the ceiling. The owner, an ageless man, sat behind the counter, polishing the corner of a tiny box. The man looked up at them. "This box is more than 500 years old. Oak wood. Mostly everything in here is made of oak wood. Can you smell?" "Yeah," the parents heard the hypnotized daughter respond. They themselves started to get into the hypnotic feeling of the store. The mother approached a shelf. "Wow, how beautiful is every detail here." She looked with nostalgic eyes into a dollhouse full of miniature daily scenes. The father was also absorbed by now, with a wooden mace in his hands. Silence suddenly filled the store as everyone sunk into their dream toys. The owner himself immersed in the pleasure of fine oak particles at his fingertips. Tina was the first one to speak. "What is this?" She turned with curiosity to the man behind the counter. "Oh," the owner looked up. "That's an hourglass. It was used to measure time." "I know those," joined the boy from behind. The ageless man took the hourglass between his hands and turned it around. Both kids stared with wonder at the sparkling sun pouring through the neck of the time-measuring device. "Is it the only one that you have?" asked Nico. The man stared at him, gauging the kid's curious gaze. "Are you interested in clocks and time?" "Yes," both children responded in a muffled shout. They somehow intuited that this conversation was to be kept secret. "Come, I can show you a collection of those," said the man. They followed him into a side room, which seemed to have started to exist just now. The parents stay behind, both trapped in the details of a town model full of moving things, torques, pulleys, and of course a passing train. Back in the mysterious room, the man grabbed something wrapped in a cloth and set it in front of the children. "What's your name?" He turned to the girl. "Tina." She smiled back, expecting some magic to arise from the cloth. "Okay, Tina. Do you know what time is?" "No, I don't have a watch," she replied with big, innocent pupils. Her brother rolled his eyes. "He means time as a concept." "Exactly," said the man. "Ah, that's easy. Time is where we leave things and never see them again. Time is also where we wait and the sun comes out or a bus appears. Time is the direction that we move into to grow old, but also the dimension." As the girl kept talking, the whole scene began to evanesce, and a woman appeared in front of an auditorium full of holographic images of people. "Time is the only constraint that kept the Homo sapiens sapiens stuck in their emotional states of grief. When a collaborative team of humans and AIs discovered in 2045 that the universe could be better explained in terms of wanes, the space-time concept was overcome," the woman explained to the audience. "It took 40 more years for the human psychology to fully integrate this concept. Technology sped up the processes greatly. It helped the whole of reality to shift to what we know now. For us, it is actually very difficult to intuit what space-time means, but we know the theory from the books. When day zero began, which is today and has been ever, those dates acquired meaning only before day zero, which again, before is an abstraction of what their reality used to be like. Ever today, we are talking in terms of time to get in touch with the 3 Homo sapiens that will discover the concept of wanes. It is thought that in some sense we also collaborated in the discovery, and it is our task then to start." The image of the antiquary started to acquire form again. "This endeavor," said the girl. Holographic hourglasses were floating above the cloth. The man took them between his hands one by one so that they materialized, and in a landing move put them back into the cloth. Exactly, said the man. And this area of the shop is a timeless vault, the first space of its kind emerging in our era. How come it is yours? Nico asked. This place belongs to anyone who can see it. It is yours also, but you have to answer one important question first. Both kids looked back at him, intrigued. What do you want to be when you grow up? As the family walked out of the shop with 2 hourglasses from the 14th century, Nico told his mother, I know what I want to be when I grow up. Really? What is that? Asked Sophia. Keeper of time. Hourglass restoration. That's how they call it. Sounds pretty interesting. I am glad you like the shop, said their mother with a smile. And this is how that evening the sun waned down behind their backs. And this is how we end our story time today, our time together. Your guiding aspect projected in me remains with you, within you, always. Be well, beautiful one. Stay well, stay safe. Have a wholesome integration of archetypes. Rest well, and see you on the other side.